Welcome to Rossin Reports Live. I am Jeff Rossin, here to save you money, beat the system, shop smarter. And today we're talking about the self-checkout trap. You're in the self-checkout line and people are stealing at like record levels, stealing from the self-checkout. And you think they don't know that you're stealing. They do. They are watching you steal. And even when you leave the store and you're like, I got away with it, I stole that bag of candy, they marked it down. They know who you are, and they are waiting for a specific moment to call the cops and pounce. Maybe a month, it may be 2 months. It all depends on how much you steal, at what rate. I have the cheat code. I'm going to tell you when the cops move in. Plus, we've obtained some body cam footage from police where you're going to see what happens. You don't want to be at the other end of this. You want to be sitting on your couch right now watching this, not in that Walmart back room with the police. But you're going to see it all happen from police body cam. What happens when police move in on self-checkout shoplifters? You're also going to see the new kind of low-tech tactic that self-checkout shoplifters are using to get cheaper stuff. Really crazy and fascinating. And again, they think they're getting away with it, but they aren't. Also, the thing I didn't realize is you are much more likely to get in trouble at a self-checkout than anywhere else in the store, even if you do nothing wrong. You're going to meet a couple of people who were accused by the big retailers of shoplifting from the self-checkout, misscanning and all that, for actually just making an accident or not shoplifting at all, and how it turned their lives upside down. One woman sued Walmart and won millions after you see what they did to her, and the pattern of how Walmart will accuse people. I couldn't believe when I saw these numbers, how many times a year they accuse people of shoplifting from the self-checkout and then try to shake them down for money to make the lawsuit go away. And how many people actually pay? Well, this woman didn't take it sitting down. She took it all the way to the end. And wait until you see what happened. We have a lot of videos to show you. We have a lot of stuff to show you. And again, most importantly, I'm going to show you the moment they move in to arrest you. So first, a couple of stats I just came across that is insane. According to a new Lending Tree survey, 27% of people who use the self-checkout admitted to intentionally stealing. 1 in 4, a little more than 1 in 4. 46% of people say they're stealing essentials because they can't afford them. And it's actually gone up a lot in the last year, according to the surveys, because of tariffs and because of inflation. People can't afford groceries. So 46% of the people who are stealing the essentials because they can't afford them. But that means 54% are stealing and they don't need to. They're just doing it because they want to. And in fact, I have a stat coming up about the amount of poor people versus rich people that are stealing. So what are they stealing? Number one items, most commonly stolen, over-the-counter medication, meats and cheeses, and laundry detergent, which is fascinating. One grocery store owner said this year, 7 to 10% of everything they have is going away to theft. 7 to 10%, that's a lot. All right, so who's most likely to steal? Take a look at that. This is actually unbelievable. Millennials, 41%. Gen Z, 37%. 38% men, only 16% of women steal. And look at that number. 6-figure earners, 40%. People who are making $100,000 or more are stealing at alarming rates, which tells you, I don't know, are they bored? They just want to kind of get away with something, maybe? Join the chat. I would, first of all, like and subscribe. It really, really helps the algorithm. It sends our message to more people, and we're trying to help as many people as possible, but I need your help with that. So do me a favor, hit the thumbs up, smash that button for me right now, please. No harm, no harm. Doesn't cost you anything, but really, really helps us out and helps everybody else out because it tells YouTube, it tells Facebook, Instagram, it tells them, hey, people like this. So hit like, hit subscribe, and hit the little bell so you get notifications whenever we drop new content. I do alerts all day long too, in addition to the show. And join the chat. I see a lot of you. Shelly just wrote in, I do the self-scan, but I never ever steal because I'm afraid to go to jail. Totally. I think there was a comedian once who's like, you really need the law against murder because Otherwise, people would murder. You really need the law against stealing because people would just steal. We don't want to go to jail. That's what stops a lot of people from doing it, even when you think the prices are too high. So join the chat. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what your thoughts are about this. If you've ever had any self-checkout issues, we'd love to hear from you. So Walmart knows you're stealing. The retailers, I'm using Walmart as an example because a lot of our examples today are from Walmart, but it's really all the retailers. They have high-tech surveillance systems in place. Even though it looks low-tech, it's not. And a lot of companies are now using AI as well, where it's predictive. They can see patterns of behavior. They know it's you. Think about the facial recognition. The minute you walk up, they know it's you. And the system is looking at your past patterns and history. It's trained to know, are you putting that into the bag? I know some people they scan it upside down so it doesn't do the barcode. It knows all of that. They watch you steal, but they don't move in immediately. Why? Why would they do that? Why would they watch you steal and not get you arrested? Here's the reason why. Many of the stores don't want a misdemeanor charge. They want to get you for a felony. So they are adding up and taking notes, the computer is, every time you steal something. And when it hits, depending on the state you live in, when it hits $500 or $1,000 or whatever the number is, where it turns in from petty larceny into grand larceny, which is a felony, that's when the cops will be called. So you can steal small things 100 times and be like, oh, I got away with it. No one cares. They don't know. I tricked them. They know. But when you cross into felony territory, they will call the cops. And it just happened to this woman. She stole enough that they called the police on her. And since you never want to be in the situation where the cops come in and they bring you to the back room, we got the body cam footage. And I wanted to show it to you so you can kind of experience what it's like, the actual process. She's on her way out of the Walmart thinking she got away with it. And there were the cops. Roll that clip one.
Hey, come here.
Oh, sorry.
Come here. Put your stuff down.
Okay.
Put your stuff down.
What?
Okay, run back.
You told me to go charge my phone to show you the online order.
Okay. Hey, we're gonna go this way.
Wait, can I grab my purse real quick?
Where's your purse at?
Right there.
Well, it's coming with us.
Okay.
So they're going to bring her to the back room. That's what they do. They bring you to they don't want to do this in front of the shoppers. They bring you to the back surveillance room at Walmart. That's where they're bringing her right now.
You can set that over there.
So the reason we have you in here today is this ORC.
I'm sorry, what?
Is this an ORC?
What's that mean?
Organized retail crime?
I don't know what that means. What does that
Are
mean?
you boosting for anyone?
Oh, no. I just.
They have a whole bench there. I mean, this is like a whole operation at Walmart. They have this whole separate back room.
My dad's initial M. Okay. I know you're an officer, and I know you can extend courtesy, and I know I made a mistake, but please don't send me to county. I'll go to court, I'll do community service, I'll pay the fines. I know I fucked up. If you guys need to put me on a payment plan that I need to come here and pay everything, I'll do whatever. Just please don't send me to county. I've never been to jail, and I just can't go to county. I can't do that to my parents. I don't want to tell them.
Okay.
They'd be embarrassed.
Well, you should have thought of your parents
I know.
before you started
I messed up. I know.
By the way, look at the surveillance cameras. This is like the back surveillance room at the Walmart, where all those monitors are. And there are people sitting there watching it at all times.
Have you done this before?
I did it once, yeah. I think Target.
Were you arrested for it?
No.
And another Walmart?
No.
But she will learn this time, right? She did it again the third time.
At Walmart, I never got arrested for it, and it was not above like $300.
A month ago?
Yeah.
See, she knows
Actually,
the rules.
at Walmart, they took me to county because it was there, but that's not Oklahoma City County. And I got a lawyer, and
Hey, it wasn't over $300. I wasn't arrested. Well, why would I be arrested for that?
My first time living by myself. I don't know if you can
So
see
this is the back room where the manager sits.
And
What was it for?
They're looking her up, and they're going to call up all of her transactions to see what else she has
I
stolen.
don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, we'll be able to find
That's
it. So
the-
basically the deal is if you have a conviction for larceny within 10 years, you're going to go to jail, okay?
All right. So you see all the surveillance cameras back there. So I want you to watch what happens next. She's now admitted to stealing. She's been busted before. She knows the rules. Remember I told you they don't really move in until it hits a certain level and it hits felony level, grand larceny. She actually knows this. Her lawyer told her. And she starts arguing with the police officer over the law because she's heard the same thing that I'm telling you. You roll that. Here's what happens. She knows the system.
One is $691 worth of stuff, you're going to county, okay?
It's a lot.
Okay, no. You've done this multiple times. You just got arrested for it a month ago, and you just did it again, which shows us that you have absolutely no contrition for what you did.
I know.
You weren't stealing essential items.
I
You were stealing.
a vacuum, a broom.
We're not talking about it.
Okay.
You're going to jail. Okay.
But can I say
Watch
something?
this.
My lawyer told me that if it's below $500 that I don't have to go to jail.
No, your lawyer doesn't make decisions
Okay.
on who goes to jail.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend you or anything, but
I mean, how about that? Her lawyer told her, hey, if it's under 500 or whatever, you don't have to go to jail. And the cops are like, no, you keep stealing. She's sitting there admitting to stealing at a Walmart recently, and she just got busted at a Target recently, and she just got busted at Walmart again. And she admitted, I think, to stealing from a Walmart another time and not getting in trouble. But remember, they were watching her. So she was stealing straight up. But there's also another new tactic that the shoplifters are using that's pretty insane. And we have a Walmart insider, a former Walmart assistant manager, who has a crazy story to tell about how they're taking barcodes and price stickers off of really inexpensive items like a plastic bowl or something and putting it onto like big expensive items. So on camera, when you're at the self-checkout, you scan it, you take the little gun and you scan the thing. So you think, oh, they're just watching a million different feeds. It looks like I'm scanning this big TV or whatever it is, but it's only popping up for like 50 cents on the thing because you've taken the sticker off of one item in the store and put it on your more expensive item. That doesn't work either. Roll clip 3.
They know you're stealing. So I actually was a team lead on the front end for a while, and before that I was a front end ZMS, which means you're kind of like the step below an assistant manager. And you're in charge of all the cashiers and all the self-checkouts. So one of the unhinged stories that I had was a woman came through self-checkout with like a 50-inch TV, and she scans it. And the self-checkout host immediately is notified on her handheld that she scanned a bowl. She didn't scan a TV. So immediately red flags are going up for her, and she's flagging me down because she's like, I need help. I don't want to do the confrontation part.
I don't want to confront. Yeah, so do you see what's happening here? The shopper took the sticker off a 50-cent plastic bowl in the store and put it onto the TV, and then she scanned the TV. And she's like, I'm getting away with it because I am scanning. I mean, let the camera show it. No. They had an immediate alert, and I want to continue playing what happened. You're about to see the confrontation happen, or hear about the confrontation that's about to happen. And there are some little hacks in here about how they know and what they do when they think you're stealing. So if this ever happens to you at the self-checkout, they suspect you of stealing. They don't come out and say it, but they do a little something. Here, play the rest of that, clip 4.
So I go over and I'm like, what's wrong? And she's like, look at the screen. And it says like 50-cent plastic bowl, and she's pointing to the TV, and she's like, she scanned the TV. Well, first things first, there's serial numbers on the TVs. So the fact that the self-checkout did not prompt for a serial number is also a red flag for us.
I didn't know that.
I take the handheld and I shut her self-checkout down because they can do that. And if you're ever in line at self-checkout and your self-checkout just shuts down, we did that. I don't work at Walmart anymore, but Walmart did that. The self-checkout host or the team leads or whoever shut you down because they know you're stealing, and they're like, I just want you to know that I just saw that. So I shut her register down and I go over and I'm like, hey, our self-checkout just glitched for some reason and your whole transaction's gone. Let me take you to this register right here and I'll re-ring you up. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I'll just re-ring you up real fast. I'm the manager. We are going to skip all these other people and I'm just going to ring you up myself. And I go to scan the TV and she's like, never mind. Never mind? What do you mean, never mind? You don't want this big-ass TV that you have? And then I see her start to try and peel the sticker off. No, honey, boo-boo, you're not keeping that sticker. If you ever have bought the 50-cent bowls from Walmart lately and you notice how hard those stickers are to get off, why do you think that is? They don't go after you the first couple of times. They let you steal. They want you. They want you to get arrested. They don't want $10 transactions. They want them them $500 transactions. They want them $1,000 transactions.
Yeah,
I can't tell you how many people got arrested in our Walmart for stealing and how many associates got fired for stealing, because you are not smarter than the system.
You are not smarter than the system. This is a multi-billion-dollar company. The amount of technology they use, and they know there's going to be some theft. It's called breakage in the industry. Breakage, and that's built into the business model. But when they see you abusing and abusing and abusing, that's when they move in. And she hit on a really interesting topic there, which is you're in danger at the self-checkout anyway, even if you do nothing wrong, because these stores are so hyper vigilant. Okay, they end up accusing people who never did anything wrong of stealing, and it can turn your life upside down when the police show up and accuse you of, doing one thing and you didn't. You misscan one thing. You never know. And I know I said that they wait until it's a felony. Not all stores. Some stores, the manager's in a bad mood that day. I don't know, got into a fight with his wife. And he sees you misscan something and they call the cops. It happened to this woman. She accidentally misscanned a bag of candy. I think it was like $4 or $5. Boom, cops. Booked. Take a look, clip 5. This can happen to you at the self-checkout.
Consider what happened to Paige Warren.
I didn't steal.
She says she was on her way out of a Walmart in Texas with a shopping cart filled with items when an employee told her that a $6 bag of Reese's Pieces didn't scan.
I apologized immediately and said, I'm so sorry. I scanned it. I thought it scanned. And I was trying to take out my debit card to go over there and pay. And he was like, you can't do that. You have to come with me.
She was taken to a back room and questioned by an officer.
I don't understand why I can't just walk back and pay for my bag of Reese's and go outside with my children.
I'm starting to panic because I'm just in this room with them and they're not listening to me. I'm just like almost in tears. I'm ready to cry.
They let her go without pressing charges, but she's now banned from that location.
I do not use self-checkout. I do not want to be accused of something like that again.
She's not the only shopper we spoke to who says they were falsely accused of shoplifting and even detained after using a self-checkout machine.
I didn't want to go to jail. I was just trying to do everything that he told me to do.
Marquana Tippins says when she was having trouble scanning items at a Cleveland Walmart, this employee came over to lend a hand. But after paying, she says this security guard accused her of stealing.
I'm just checking receipt.
He let her go, but Marquana says she was so offended, she returned everything.
I was being accused of something I didn't do, and I just felt like that was a slap in the face. So I returned everything, and they offered me a gift card.
But that wasn't the end of it.
2 weeks later, I had a warrant out for my arrest, and I went to jail.
Marquana spent 6 hours in jail, but all charges were dismissed when this security footage proved her innocence. Her attorney, Steve Albenzi, says it can happen to anyone.
That's scary for any person to think that they can literally be going about their day grocery shopping for their children, and that leads to incarceration.
I mean, I use self-checkout all the time. This is frightening. This is absolutely frightening that they can accuse you of this. A warrant out for her arrest 2 weeks later after she returned all the stuff and they said no problem. And then there's a warrant out for your arrest. How scary is that and unfair? And in a minute, you're going to see kind of Walmart's pattern here. How many people they accuse every year of doing it and how much money, hundreds of millions of dollars they make from basically saying to people, suing them. They just sue. Then they send you a letter saying, we'll drop the lawsuit if you pay us some money. And it's not that much money they want, but they do it at scale. And it does make you wonder, is this a pattern? Is this part of their business model? We're just going to try to shake people down for money. You're going to get to that in a second. I have to show you this, though, because this just happened. This guy went viral. So, like we're all like at the self-checkouts now. It's not just the stores that can accuse you of this. It's not just the stores. It's other shoppers. We all have our phones, right? When we see somebody doing something bad, we record it. We zoom in, we record it. And then we put it on TikTok, and we put it on YouTube, and we put it on Instagram because we busted them. And What happens to that person's life? It gets ruined. And that really sucks when you've done nothing wrong. It just happened to this guy. Tens of millions of views online of him stealing. The problem was he wasn't stealing, and it turned his life upside down. Roll that, Sam.
Video of what looks like blatant theft at a Belleville Walmart.
So open about it. Look at the screen. Ain't nothing ringing up.
Making its way across the world through social
So he's not
media.
scanning anything.
But the man in the video says it's not what it looks like.
I'm not a thief. I'm being pictured and painted as a thief all over the internet.
Bill Astol is the man in the video, sporting the same Battlehawk shirt that he wore on Mother's Day, the day he says it was taken. He works for Spark, Walmart's delivery service. While shopping, he scans the items from his phone.
Everything is done off the phone. So when we get to the register, we're not actually scanning a single item.
He says when they get to the register, they just need to scan their phone into self-checkout and then bag the items. And yet, when he did that last month, he was unknowingly being filmed.
Millions and millions of views.
The video is on every major social media platform, from TikTok to Instagram,
Crazy.
to YouTube, and over to Twitter X, which says it's been viewed nearly 16 million times on that platform alone. It's led to people calling him a thief online, even reaching out to the Battlehawk saying, please control your fans, and others saying, CAW isn't the law for him.
I've had customers say, hey, didn't I see you on the internet, and were you stealing items? And then I have to explain to people what I'm doing.
Astol even has receipts that show he was working in Walmart that day. And he's now trying to clear his name and get his life back to normal.
I mean, that stinks. So these self-checkouts are an absolute trap for trouble. And there probably is no better example than the woman you're about to meet. And it does make you wonder whether this is part of the business model of these retailers. Do they accuse you of this? Do they accuse people of this just to make money? Because I'll tell you this, it works. A few years ago, this woman was accused of stealing from self-checkout. It absolutely destroyed her reputation. And Walmart wanted money from her. Just pay us a little money, we'll make this go away. And she was like, I'm not doing it. I did nothing wrong. I'm not doing it. And she ended up crushing them. But what came out in court is very disturbing if you use self-checkout. Very disturbing, and it impacts all of us. This is nuts. Roll clip 7. This is going to make you angry.
Leslie Nurse says she was at the self-checkout at the Sims Walmart with her husband and 3 kids, fighting a malfunctioning scanner, even getting help from a Walmart associate. After she thought she'd finished and paid, she was stopped by an asset protection manager.
I remember going in that little room and I was like, this will be resolved. This was an accident. This wasn't on purpose.
She was eventually charged with stealing $48 worth of groceries, 11 items in all, including Christmas lights, a loaf of bread, and Cap'n Crunch cereal. She was eventually arrested, mugshot taken, but the criminal charge was eventually dropped when no one from Walmart showed up to court. By then, she said, the damage to her reputation had already been done, her ability to make a living stifled by the criminal charge.
Hold on, pause this for a second, Sam. Yeah, so I want to point this out. I mean, you have the pictures of her walking in and out of court because the news covered it. I mean, could you imagine misscanning something by accident? Walmart decides we're going to arrest you, and now you're on the news. You're in the newspaper in front of all of your neighbors and your friends. You're a thief. And forget that. How about the money she had to spend to hire a lawyer? Think about all the sleepless nights that she had. Am I going to jail? Am I going to get fired from my job? Because I've been labeled a shoplifter just for using self-checkout. And then we'll keep playing this. Look at the letter she got in the mail from Walmart.
She continued to receive demand letters from a Walmart-affiliated law firm offering to drop the matter if she paid them $200.
At first you think, oh, well, I'll pay it and then it'll all go away. But then I'm like, I didn't do anything wrong. Why would I pay for something that I didn't do?
But it turns out many people do. During testimony in the lawsuit she filed against the company, an expert testified Walmart routinely uses what are known as civil recovery laws in many states to get people they've accused of shoplifting to pay up. University of Nebraska assistant law professor Ryan Sullivan, who has studied the practice, testified that in a 2-year period, Walmart charged some 1.4 million people across the country with criminal theft of property and ended up collecting more than $300 million through their civil demand demand letters in the same period. The lawsuit nurse filed against Walmart charged the company with abusive process, meaning the company used the criminal charges to bolster their chances of civil recovery.
Exactly, that they prosecuted her solely for the purpose of getting what they call civil recovery on money.
To add insult to injury, Walmart never produced a video that would have been recorded at the self-checkout area that would have proved nurse shoplifted or didn't.
It would have shown the truth, and that they didn't want the truth to be shown.
At the end of this lawsuit, filed in 2018 and delayed by the COVID pandemic, a unanimous jury found for nurse and awarded her $2.1 million in punitive damages.
I hope it makes a difference. I don't want anybody else to have to go through this again.
Yeah, $2.1 million. But look how much worth it to them. How many people end up taking them to court, right? Not many. They made $314 million in that 2-year period. $314 million from sending out those demand letters. Pay us $200, pay us $200, pay us to over 1 million people. Think about how often you shop at Walmart or Target or any of these other retailers, grocery stores, and how they're probably all doing this to people. And you can get caught up in that just for using the self-checkout. So I just wanted to be very clear with you that they know everything going on. In fact, at Costco and some other retailers, the actual table that you put the stuff on after you scan it is a scale. So they know exactly what things are supposed to weigh based on what you scanned and what you didn't scan. So even if you try to scan something upside down and, it didn't work, and you put it onto that table or anywhere else, they know you stole. And AI is making this a lot easier for them. So my advice is to avoid the self-checkout line. Just avoid it entirely. Hope this helps. If you enjoyed this video, check out our other video. Your TV is spying on you right now, collecting all of your personal information, taking snapshots of your screen and even your audio, listening 30 times a minute. I have the instructions about how to shut it off right now. So click on that video and we'll see you next time.